Okay, this is my first video tutorial. Well, technically it's my second because I already did this, but I accidentally deleted it. So here we go again. So I poured some wine, so I was pretty upset. But anyways, it's almost Halloween, so I thought I would try a Halloween makeup tutorial. Of course, it's a cat. Surprise, surprise. But it is a zombie cat, so it's a little bit of a twist on a regular cat. So the first thing we're going to do to kind of give that base for a sort of undead zombie look is whiten your face as much as possible, but not chalk white, so it doesn't look like a clown. It's more like a zombie. So I'm using just this white paint pot from, I just got it at Rite Aid today. It's Wet n Wild. So I'm just taking a makeup sponge and then just cover your whole face with it. And we are going to go back and mix in some regular foundation. Now, if you have pretty dark foundation, not too much because we don't want it to be too dark. You want to make it look pretty pale. Oh yes, and I am wearing a silly costume to kind of get in the Halloween mood of things. It's a full body cat suit. It's pretty awesome. So as you can see, that's pretty white. So I wouldn't want to leave it like that because it's a little bit too stock white. So what I'm going to do is just take my foundation. I use the NYX BB cream. Whatever you use is fine. You can even just go buy, if you buy expensive foundation, you can even just go get some cheap Maybelline, CoverGirl, whatever. NYX is pretty cheap, which is why I use it, but it still has really good coverage. So with this, we're just building on top of that white layer, just so it doesn't look so clowny. You can certainly use your hands or a brush to blend this all in. I like to use a sponge. It just makes it really even, but also then you're not ruining your brushes with the white costume paint. And I just got that white stuff at the Halloween section of Rite Aid. So that looks pretty good, just paler. I mean, I'm already pale, but this just adds a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more of the white and just under the nose area, just add more, because that'll be where you're drawing your whiskers. And that'll just kind of help that pop a little bit more. So now what we're going to do is draw in the eyebrows. And so normally I don't really do a lot on my eyebrows just because I think it looks ridiculous if you have overly done eyebrows. But what we're going to do is I'm just using this little tool, that double-sided brow tool from NYX. It is has the little brush on one end, pencil on the other. So I'm just brushing them up and out, and same on the other side, up and out. So basically I am going to do it darker and more defined than your everyday. It's going to help you later when you do the eyeshadow for your cat look, but also because it's a costume makeup, it just makes it more defined, and cats also have very defined faces. So you're going to want to make it maybe even a little more arched than you normally do. And then just do the same on the other side. There we go. So then what we're going to do is take a small angled brush and some brown powder and just kind of go over it. So just a little angled brush like this, brown powder, and just go over to darken that up. Now this video probably will be a little bit lengthy. Feel free to skip ahead at any point, but make sure you, if you are wanting to do the full look, watch the full video. Each piece is important to the complete finished look. There you go, those are drawn in. So now what we're going to want to do before we do any of the eyeshadow is we are going to want to use some eyeshadow primer. So I use, as probably 90% of other people in these videos use, the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Any eyeshadow primer will work. It is important when doing costume makeup to have a primer because it'll avoid creasing later in the night, but it'll also make it last longer. And when it comes to costume makeup, I'm all for not using super expensive stuff, but this primer potion really does make a big difference, and it is worth the money, not just for costume, but for every day. So you just kind of pat that in like that. So now we're going to build our base of eyeshadow, and so I'm just using the Naked, oh, that's upside down, Naked 2 palette from, again, Urban Decay, just because it has a really great gray color in it, but any sort of dark gray color you can use. So we're just going to do a smoky eye, but we're also going to be adding some oranges and reds to give you that kind of bloodshot zombie look. So taking your gray, just do your lid like this. And do the other one. Kind of in that windshield wiper motion like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some black. So any black eyeshadow will work. I don't use black a lot, probably. This will be the one time a year I use black eyeshadow, but. And then just going in your crease and above, kind of like this. Again, that windshield wiper motion. So you want to extend slightly above your crease, and we're going to blend this as well. Just because, again, we're making kind of that dead eye, sunken eye look, and going above the crease helps with that. So just kind of blend in what you were doing there, blend it out. I use just this fluffy thin brush. It's Luxie is the brand. You can use whatever you like. And then we are going to take the same black and we're going to go kind of under your eye like this. Not all the way to the middle, just go kind of about halfway in a triangle where the end comes out to a point. You can even kind of go up like this. And we're going to blend that all shortly. And because it's a zombie cat, it's not supposed to look perfect. So now what we're going to do is take some kind of a dark amber orange color. So it's kind of this coppery orange amber color. And starting kind of right above the black, we're just going to kind of start building that out. And down. And just kind of spreading it like this, kind of up. So that's also why we did the eyebrows so defined earlier, because it kind of helps us keep the general shape of the eye. Now we'll do the other side. Just kind of quick. Again, it's not supposed to be perfect because this is supposed to be kind of just an overall effect. Of course, I'm worried that it won't look as good as the first time, but it's okay. And you can really just keep going with this as much as you like. There's really adding too much. There's no such thing when it comes to this. So now we're going to take a shimmery red. This is, the brand is Jessie's Girl, and it's really the only red I could find at Rite Aid, which I was kind of surprised. And we're just going to be kind of adding that all over and blending out. It'll just add a little bit of shimmer. Plus it's the bright red, so it'll kind of add to that dead kind of zombie look that we're going for here. And just making sure you blend out like this, out to their hairline, and that will come into play shortly. And you can add more if you want. So now what we're going to do is your cheeks. We are going to kind of do like this, just straight at a diagonal up and down. Again, we're just enhancing those cat-like features, but also kind of giving a hollow, dead look. And then taking kind of a bigger fluffy brush, just kind of blend that out. Like so. And with that same red, you can kind of go along your hairline. Like this, and your jaw, then taking that fluffy brush again, just kind of try to blend this a little bit. You can even add some kind of along your chin. So really, again, the point of this is just to give yourself that hollowed out look. This might be a good time to have some wine. So now what we're going to do is add some dimension for your cat nose. So with that, we're just going to take this angled brush and kind of that same gray color, dark gray. You're going to follow your eyebrow and go along the bridge of your nose. Like this. And we will blend this in. But again, it's just making that prominent cat features. And then take your brush and just drop something on the floor. Kind of blend that. And once we do the eyeliner, that'll kind of all come together. And what I dropped, I actually needed. So, there we go. Okay. So now we're going to add a little bit more of the black in to the crease and kind of shaping the eye just to make it look a little bigger. And this brush is a really great shape. Kind of curves in a V, which makes it really handy for doing your crease and then going underneath. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the eyeliner. So I'm going to use this eye marker. It's a Physicians Formula, but you can really use any eyeliner product that you like. I just like this because it's really precise and it'll make it easy to do what I'm trying to do. So start lining your eye like normal. And you're going to want to go under. Just about halfway. And we're going to create a cat eye, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So just go out and then meet it at the bottom. And you don't really want it, one thing to kind of make it more cat-like, you want to leave the waterline kind of done. You want it a little bit outside your eye because it'll not only make your eye look bigger, but it'll also make it brighter also. And then I'm going to go back and make this a little thicker. And then one thing I'm going to do is in the middle, go down. Maybe not that far. And again, it's okay if it gets a little smudged. And actually, I think I am going to go all the way. Like so. Try not to stab yourself in the eye. But yeah, so basically lining it, and we can even extend this out even a little more. This is very difficult to do on a web camera. So yeah, that's kind of what you're going for. So now we're going to do the other eye. Same thing, we're just lining like normal. But instead of stopping, we're going to go out. One trick you can do, I'm not going to do it, but you can take a piece of tape and go with the natural upward angle of your bottom lid, and then that will give you kind of a perfect cat look. So if you are just wanting to do a standard basic cat, just do that. But because I'm doing a zombie cat, I kind of don't want it to be perfect. Because the cat should look like it's gone through about almost all of its 9 lives. So go in. Again, we want to go down a little bit on the corner and the inside, because when you look at a cat, their inner eye kind of goes down. Oh. Okay, so that didn't turn out the greatest, but that's okay. We can just fake it like that was intentional. And then, so now I made that mistake, so what we're gonna do well, that's fine. And it's actually okay if it's Oh, that looks a little bit. So all I'm doing is because I made that mistake and I went a little bit too far. Instead of starting over again, I just made that a little bit darker, which actually I kind of like the way that turned out. So now all I was doing is just cleaning up the edge a little bit. And again, I'm not... cat eyes are really not my thing as far as doing them, so yours will probably look much better. So what we're going to do is just to blend that a little bit is just take more of that black. You could even just do the dark gray. And we're going to kind of just pat around the edge. Put a little bit of a smudge. And same thing here. And it just kind of makes the eyes look a little bit more sunk in. It kind of went out a little bit. And then I'm going to take even more of that red. And I'm going to add a little more. Just to kind of we're getting there now. And all I'm doing is just kind of, again, accentuating that nose there. A little more on the eyebrows and up. Okay, so I will take the fluffy brush, just blend a little more. So now I debated about doing these, because I did them the first time, they just took a long time. The eyelashes, I'm going to go ahead and do them. Hopefully they'll go a little bit faster than the last time I did it, but so fake lashes, it's always really helpful to have tweezers. Grab the lash like so. And just put a thin layer of glue on the edge of the lash. Drag it along like this. And then kind of hold it for a second or so, just so it gets probably 10 or 15 seconds, just so it gets a little bit tacky. If you try to stick it on right away, it'll just kind of slide off your eye and it won't really work very well. So what we're gonna do is just kind of set them and then use the tweezers to put them in place. I'm going to use my mirror because it's really difficult to see. So So when doing fake lashes, they are a pain. I really hate doing them, but they do add a little bit of extra to the look. And one thing you can do is take your tweezers and kind of press together with your regular lashes. And if you mess up, it's okay, you can do it again, like I just did. Which that part will probably be edited out. So yeah, take a little bit of glue, on the edge of the lash, and then just set them. Oh, you fuck. And again, I'm going to use my mirror to place mine. Oh my god. Well, now that I totally messed that up, okay, so we are going to have to go back and kind of redo that eyeliner there, but that's not a problem. So we'll do the other side now. So yes, this is very frustrating to put these on, especially since they were almost perfect the first time. Okay, once you have your lashes on and you want to kill someone, drink some more wine. And we're going to kind of fix where that eyeliner, where the lash glue kind of messed it up. So hopefully your false lashes will go on a lot easier than mine. And I'm just going to kind of fill this in, add some more black mascara. Okay, so now that the lashes have kind of dried a little bit, take some mascara. This is just a small sample mascara from Smashbox. If you already have dark lashes, you don't really have to worry about this, but mine are really blonde, so you just want to go underneath. Don't go over top because you'll probably rip your lashes out. It just helps them blend in with the false lashes, so if you're looking up, people can't really see. And then we're just going to kind of do the bottom like this. Just for a little more color. So now what we're going to do is draw in our cat nose and whiskers. So just using a black pencil, draw a straight line from your nose to your mouth, like this. And then you want to line your lip. Just on the top. And I highlight out a little bit, and that will kind of all make sense here in a minute. And then for this part, you can use an eyeliner pen or use the pencil, but I learned last time that it was a little bit difficult to fill it in. So just kind of drawing a little heart. We're just gonna draw our cat nose. Let's see, it kind of looks like a heart. And if you mess up, that's okay. I should make it a little bigger and go out wider like this. Oh. Make sure it matches. And then draw some whiskers. And then taking a black lipstick. This is just the Katy Perry lipstick. Well, first you can kind of fill in your nose a little bit. then you want to just do your top lip and about a quarter of the bottom, like so. And then, ooh, your nose will probably itch a little bit, but take a red lip liner. You'll also use this in a little bit for your wounds. And this just kind of gives it pop of red. Okay. And what you can do is you can also draw whiskers if you want. Actual whiskers like this. I like to keep mine a little bit faint. That. Oh, so cute. But now we're gonna put blood and wounds. So what you need for this is liquid latex, a brush you don't really care about. Sorry, that was itchy. Fake blood gel, and then you want to take pieces of tissue. These will be used for your cat scratches as like the base of your wound, and just roll them into little strips like this and set those aside close by. So shake the bottle of liquid latex, and we're going to do several layers as a base to kind of build it up. So just paint kind of where you want your wound to be, and this stuff is pretty potent, so don't try going over your eye, don't go close to your eye, or well, I'm telling you not to go close to your eye, and that's pretty close, but keep it as far away from your eye as you can with still achieving what look you want, but don't go over your eye. This stuff will probably make you go blind. And so it dries pretty quick. I found I'd actually never used it before. So we'll let that layer dry. We'll do another layer, and then on the third layer we're going to stick the toilet paper tissue rolls in lines, kind of to emulate scratches, and then we'll fill those in, and then we will be done. So yeah, again, just another layer. Okay, and so on this last layer that I do after this dries for a second, we'll stick those in, and then we will go to town with the blood, and then you will have your complete look. Okay, so go over it, and then fairly quickly, because it does dry, take your pieces, and we're going to go over these so they stick more as well. But just kind of stick them, and this looks really silly right now, but it does look good when you're all done. So, and just so they don't look like whiskers, I'm going to kind of bunch them like this. And that piece is a little, well, actually what we can do, or what I'm going to do, is kind of stick it on there with the latex as much as you can. Kind of like this, just dab it and it'll hold it in place. And you want to do it pretty thick so it doesn't just look like you have toilet paper wads sticking on your face. So again, this does look pretty silly right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that red lip liner, and once this kind of dries, we're going to kind of fill in between the strips and kind of around. Just for like a bloody base. Just like that. And then kind of go around. Again, it kind of just adds, oops. And if some comes off, that's okay. You can even add a few extra ones if you want. So obviously that does not look very realistic yet, so what we're going to do is take this blood gel, and it's very thick, so it kind of looks like, and you're just kind of going to dab it on and cover the tissue. So it's a little bit thicker than the fake blood. And again, if some of it falls off, that's okay. It's supposed to kind of look like peeling flesh. And you kind of want to dab it so it looks like coagulated blood. Where it's darker in some spots, so it looks thick. And yeah, we're just kind of dabbing it on. So when you dab it in thick blots, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take fake blood and just a tissue like this. And I'm just going to kind of squirt it on and just kind of pat it around, kind of up. almost like you're painting a little bit. We are just about done. So there you have your kind of gory look. And you can add teeth, you can add, this costume does have ears, but you can add more cat ears. And there you go. There you have, sorry, they are really hard to talk with. There you have your completed kind of zombie cat look. You can add more wounds, you can have less. Yeah, and you can really shape the tissue to be in any kind of shape you want. You could even add like dripping blood. You can do kind of whatever you would like. So I'd love to see what you create. If you want to share some pictures, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching.